Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to jump into something a little bit different. We're going to tear down the 318. Now we do have it on the engine run stand, but what we're going to do eventually is put it on the engine rotisserie itself. We have it on the run stand just because we didn't know how far we were going to go into it, but for what we're looking at and me making sure we have to purchase and set, we're going to tear the whole engine down. We're going to gap the rings, put some new rings in it, just check the whole block out. We're not going to bust it 100% down. We're going to clean it out as best we can at a shop, and we're going to build it from there. So a few things we're going to do is we're just going to roll into this whole thing right now. Hope you guys stay tuned, and let's get back at it. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to run into this engine a little. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're just going to roll into the whole engine while we got the video on. So we are going to just crack all these manifold bolts. Sure none of them are going to break. I like to use a ratchet on the first ones no matter what. All right. Now we got them broken loose. Just going to use the ratchet. Now, one thing we're going to do beforehand, everything everyone should be doing, is we're going to write a bag 318 exhaust manifold. And we're writing 318 as well, just for the fact that in case we mix up some of the bags with some other bags we have. Don't know if you guys can tell, but we have quite a few engines laying around. Now, if you can tell, some of the bolts are different. The end ones have a nut and a washer. The center ones have a shorter bolt, and the ones next to the nuts are actually quite long. Well, that didn't actually go too well. That looks stripped. Set those there. All right, so we're going to seal that bag up. Grab our trusty bucket. So now what we're going to do is valve covers. So now we have 318 valve covers. Don't want to drop the manifold. All right guys, valve covers. Labeled, sealed, in the bucket. Whew. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take a look, guys, some things early on. These heads are really clean, but if you guys can see that piece of plastic, what you're going to want to look for next, all the seats in the valves, so the valve seats that are actually in the spring itself, they're all plastic and they're all broken. So one thing we're going to look for now, take a look through the exhaust manifold ports, and there's oil on one of the valves. The rest look just caked up, pretty dirty. In particular, so seals are bad. Before I get too far in here, what we're going to do is just take a picture. And all we're doing is showing where everything is in its place. Okay. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the rocker shafts. Now on a Dodge, it looks like there's a little indentation on the bottom section, and it's on the back of the engine. On this one, it's on the front of the engine on that side. So I don't know if that's just the way it is, but we're documenting everything we do when we take the engine apart. So now let's just strip off a few more things, and then we're going to put it on an engine stand in time. But you want to be able to make sure and look at all these. Take pictures if you need to. What we're going to do is just jump in here, snap a photo, and then we're good. Okay. All right, we got the intake bolt. It's going to be 9/16. Jump back over here. We don't want to break any of these, that's why we're kind of running around them. Let's see if we have an actual wrench that'll fit on this. We do not. So, 3/4 is the biggest one I got with me. That pipe, I don't want to mess with that too much. Some oil on those threads. All right, guys, we're going to pull the distributor out. Distributor looks good. All we're going to do is put that bolt right back. If you're not going to label them, put them right back. It's one good tip. This, I'm guessing, is some kind of oil sensor. I'll set that right there. All right, we're gonna be right back, guys. We're gonna go grab some more tools. All right, guys, we're back. We still didn't grab a big enough wrench for that. But what we did grab is a farmer's wrench. Alright guys, now to make sure we're not losing anything, we're just going to put stuff back together the way it was. Alright, so we're going to thread this guy back into that one, this one back into this one. Put it in the bucket. Oh. I'm not sure how you were supposed to take that off. Ah. Got ourselves on that one. Another plug into the bucket. Oh, extension. Now a lot of these center ones seem to have oil in them, at least when the bolts are taken out. Now, just so you guys know as well, this is an 82, lots of EGR. Lots of junk we ain't gonna use. And another thing what we're going to do is we're going to draw it out. So intake 4, 5, 6. We're going to need 6 holes. So All we're gonna do is grab the screwdriver, poke some holes. All right. Take our long one. All right. All right, we got those marked. Let's clear off the engine. All right, guys, we're gonna move this out of the way. We don't need it. All right, guys. A lot of these are finger tight. It's not put together the right way. Take these off. Let's see what else we can take off. Let's take off this whole assembly. All right, guys, we're gonna take a second. We're gonna come back. Hey guys, we're back. We're changed and we're different. So what we did is we took the transmission off, or what I'm doing, just kind of figured better do it
Same thing, we used a piece of cardboard, poked some holes and drew where the bolts came from. We wrote some notes. One of the bolts is reversed, some going that way, some going that way. One of those things where you want to be labeling everything. You're going to thank yourself later when it comes to putting it back together. It's just something that kind of goes hand in hand with doing this, but we have this all blocked off for when it's sat. But what we're going to do is just pick up where we left off. So we're going to pull this intake off. And we do have it on a stand now as well. Oh, it's heavy. That is one heavy intake, guys. Over there. Now, one thing we're going to do is save all these gaskets just to take a picture of them, because we want to make sure that we're ordering the right kit. That's kind of one reason I'm actually taking the engine apart as well, because according to this year, there's just a few different ones you can use and have, but set those right there. Take a peek in here. More traces of the valve seals, but other than that, it looks really. And I can obviously tell this engine is most likely stock because it's got those gaskets that shall not be named were used. Other than that, it's really clean in here. Nice little engine. I'm gonna bring you guys over here so you can take a peek as soon as I get a paper towel. Alright, you guys, real clean. The only thing you really see in there is traces of the valve seals that let go. So with this, we're going to check all these. Looks like we might actually have a cracked head because they do have some water in them. We do have evidence of water in an exhaust port. Just this one right here. I did have a bad gasket, to say the least. But I'm gonna put you guys on pause real quick while I go find a 4x4, which I had drilled some holes in for putting push rods and stuff in. So I'm gonna go find that real quick and we'll come back with you guys. Alright guys, we're back. We couldn't find our 4x4 with the holes, so what we did is grab cardboard. We were able to front, rear, poked holes for all the rods so we know which way they go back in. You're gonna wanna put them back in the way they came out if you're using them. Another thing with Dodge is these rocker stud arms can be a little different, so what I'm gonna do is just write front, driver, and a rear. I'm gonna do the same over here. Alright, this way we're fully taken care of in case anything goes wrong. We're going to grab our wrenches, our sockets. clear spot for him. Okay, that's one. That's two, guys. We're gonna lay them down just like that. Okay. We're gonna get our cardboard in here. Alright, we'll set that there. Now something that'd be really nice, guys, is an egg carton for all these lifters. But we're gonna have to figure something out. So I'll tell you what, let's set this cardboard over somewhere it doesn't have to move anymore. Whew. Alright, we'll leave those alone for a bit. Next, we're going to take off the head. Huh. Let's be honest, guys, we should be breaking these loose in a torque pattern, but we're not. Well, we got some water in it. Guess I could have taken care of that. Give me a second, guys. Okay. That's not good. A little plug seems to be stripped. Have to address that whenever the time comes, but for now let's keep breaking these loose. Now one thing, guys, finding pieces of the valve seal around the bolts, so that maybe would have, you know, stripped them out if I wasn't careful. Holy shit. Alright guys, now there is plugs on these right here to drain out coolant. Mine are not coming out, so they are stripped. I'm gonna go grab a bucket real quick, guys, and then we'll come back with you. But all in all, that's what I needed to see. Needed to see what type of gasket I had, and I got it. So tell you guys what, we'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a bucket and let me clean up a little, and then we'll bring you guys back. So be right back. So we have tore down the 318. Could go a little more. For now I'm gonna wait just because I did what I wanted to do. One other thing I'm gonna do is just clean up the piston top, see if we're bored over any. Mainly my goal was to see what gaskets I needed, just because it seemed like there was 4 or so different ones for it. Another thing with this is when you're taking out the lifters, you use a magnet and just kind of hook onto them. Now the cam doesn't look bad. This engine actually looks incredibly clean. Really good engine. So this is just what I did with everything. So when you take these out, you want to put the push rods and the lifter back in the same spot on the cam, because it's the original, you know, cam. So everything's labeled front of engine, rear of engine. So you have driver side, passenger side. Same with the heads. I need to write driver side, passenger side. And just for some of the things on the bolt, we have intake, passenger side, driver side with the bracket, bell housing, driver side, passenger side. Cardboard's just a little old, so it's not really writing that well, but it is what it is. Block We might tear down a little bit more, I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure it out. I know probably wouldn't hurt to take the pistons out, just re-ring them. They are looking pretty good. You can actually see which one of these bolt holes are blind just by looking through them. By bland is what you mean is you should put some sealant on them before you put them in the block, because it's going to have like water in them and stuff. But engine seems really good. I know we at least had some kind of we had a valve issue, so the heads had to come off in that sense. The inside of the bores look really good. This one's just a little dirty from some crap dropping in there, but don't have a ton of ridge ream. Don't have too many issues, but if anything, let's just take off the little front of the engine. Maybe we'll bring you guys along. If not, hope you guys enjoyed everything that we're doing. We're definitely going to do another video of putting the engine back together with new gaskets and stuff, but for now I think we actually are going to cut it. I don't really want to go down too much more on this engine. So hope you guys stay tuned. I've got a little bit of cleanup to do, and I'm going to look at the heads, see about doing a valve job, stuff like that. So if we end up doing that, we'll bring you guys along for that as well. But for now, we're going to cut it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment, and leave me a little bit of feedback. It's a bit of a newer video for me, doing the work and walking around it, not really talking as much, but we'll keep it up if you guys like it. And like I said, guys, hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.